Good morning, students. In previous lecture, we have discussed about the formation of germ layer. There are three germ layers inside the body: endoderm, ectoderm, and the mesoderm. They all are from the single cell zygote, basically from the blastula. After the germ layers, there are some change occurs inside the embryo, that is organogenesis. Organogenesis means formation of the organs. After the formation of germ layers, the all three germ layers are differentiated to form different organs. Now, in this lecture, we will discuss about the function of placenta and what is placenta. Placenta, it serves as bring the fetal and maternal blood close enough to permit the exchange of material between the two. Means it is a connection between the maternal blood and the newly growing fetus. It is a cord-like structure, tube-like structure, which connect fetus to the mother's blood. It having multiple functions. First function is that as nutritive organ, we know it connect maternal blood with the fetus. So the nutrition which is present inside the mother blood is passes through the placenta inside the fetus. So with the help of placenta, fetus gets nutrition. Next function is digestive organ. When the nutrients passes from the maternal blood to the fetus, the placenta digests the proteinous structures, break down them to form their simpler as required by the fetus. It breaks down the protein before passing to the fetus. The next function of the placenta is respiratory organ. We know maternal blood having oxygenated and deoxygenated forms. So before passing to the fetus, the placenta diffuse first the oxygen inside him and expel CO2. After that, the placenta passes the oxygenated blood to the fetus and gets the deoxygenated blood from the fetus and passes to the maternal blood. The next function is as excretory organs. Means by the utilization of the energy by the fetus, the waste material is passes towards the maternal blood with the help of placenta. The placenta also releases some hormones, so it acts as endocrine gland. Thus, it secretes human chorionic gonadotrophins, estrogens, progesterone, and human placental lactogens. This lactogen hormone help into the development of the lactic glands, means mammary glands, to be produce milk after the birth of young ones, which is required to nourish the young one. And it acts as storage organ. We know during the organogenesis, the all structures of the body of the fetus are developing in a series. So before the formation of liver, we know glycogen is a form of stored glucose inside the liver. If the liver is absent, means not developed in the fetus, in that case, before the development of liver, the glycogen stored into placenta and supplied to the fetus when is required. So these are some functions of the placenta. Now we will discuss about the how a placenta attached with the embryo and the maternal body with the help of structure. This is the structure of the fetal membrane and the placenta. Here we discuss about from the upper part. This portion is fallopian tube and the wall of uterus bind with the newly formed embryo, and here the fetus, now we call embryo, is connected with the placenta with the help of umbilical cord. This cord is bind with the embryo and act as suspension, means it's carry out the embryo which is suspended into the mother's womb. Next, here the uterine crypt means the folded which is present in the uterus. The site where the embryo is attached to the uterine wall, there are some crypts, some folds are there. Outer side, the embryo, the layer is amnion. In the formation of germ layers, we have studied the what is amnion and amnion cavity. Amnion cavity is formed between the trophoblast and the layer endoderm, and between this cavity is known as amnion cavity. After the amnion, the second outer layer is chorion, which covers the amnion, and upper side of the embryo there is yolk sac is present. Yolk sac is basically a vestigial organ which is required in the oviparous like reptiles and aves, but we know mammals are oviviparous, so here no need of yolk sac, but it is a vestigial organ. It consists some nutrients. Next, the embryonic villi, it is a finger-like structures which appear at the embryo, so known as embryonic villi, which arise from the embryonic disc structure. So this all the arrangement between placenta and fetal membranes. Now we will discuss about the next step. During the pregnancy, the organogenesis occurs. The placenta serves as nutrition, respiratory, digestive, and excretory organs. Now, when the pregnancy occurs, it carry out in humans nearly about 280 days. So, when the pregnancy period is completed, means the young one is fully matured or developed inside the maternal body, it is expelled out from the maternal body to the outside to result into a birth of young one. So this process is known as parturition. It is the act of expelling the full term young ones, means the fully mature young one from the mother uterus at the end of gestation period, means pregnancy period. process. Gestation is completed in about 280 days. After the pregnancy, next 280 days are the required for the development of new embryo or new young one. When the gestation period is completed in about 280 days, the maternal body prepare to expel the young ones from the body to the outside, called birth of a new baby. It is a hormonal process that is stimulated by the hormones or triggered by the hormones. When the fetus is matures, it signals to the maternal body the hormones which passes from placenta to maternal blood. The maternal blood carry out hormones to their hypothalamus, and hypothalamus release some stimulus hormones which stimulate the posterior pituitary to release oxytocin. We know oxytocin is a hormone which released by the maternal body during the pregnancy. It relaxed hormone, it stimulates the uterus. So here, when the immature fetus release certain hormones which diffuse into maternal blood, result into the oxytocin released by the posterior pituitary of mother. So now the oxytocin start to stimulate the contraction in the uterine walls. Another hormone that is relaxin also stimulate, that is released by ovary, stimulate uterus contractions. When the contraction occurs, it pushes the baby towards the outside and it provides a force to expel the baby from uterus, causing birth. The forcefully expel the baby from uterus causing birth is known as fetal ejection reflex. Means ejection means to pass outside, reflex the action against it, and fetus, the fetus stimulate the ejection of itself is known as fetal ejection reflex. In this, the fetus release some hormones which passes into maternal blood. Maternal blood carry out these hormones, resulting into the release of oxytocin from posterior pituitary gland, and it stimulates uterus contraction. Another hormone, relaxin, is released from the ovary, also increase the contraction, and the uterus walls start to push the baby towards the outside. A term is used, labor. The forceful muscular contraction of uterine wall leading to the parturition is called labor. Now we will discuss about the lactation period. Means the milk produced by the body for the development of the new fetus, so the newly born baby, is known as lactation period. Lactation means production of milk in the female's breast following the birth of a young one in mammals is called lactation. We know the mammary glands is a characteristic feature to identify the class mammals. So when a young one is birth or born, the lactogens hormones which is released during the pregnancy prepare the mammary glands to release the blood. After the birth, the immediately next 2 or 3 days, release a yellowish fluid that is not blood, sorry, that is not milk. It is called as foremilk. Milk means a liquid that is produced from the milk is basically known as colostrum, which having antibodies from maternal blood and passes to the newly born baby to be protect them from the any infection. So that is all about the process of lactation and the parturition and the function of placenta. Now we will discuss about the benefits की composition of the milk, कि how a human body composite blood. So composition of milk, that is, it contains proteins, it contains sugar, it contains vitamins, and some salt and water, and a very poor amount of iron and vitamin C. In proteins, it contains casein, sugar lactose form, vitamins, basically all vitamins, but a low amount of vitamin C, salt and waters. A nursing woman produce 1 to 2 liter milk per day. Benefit of milk, it a milk can fulfill the entire requirement of the infant newly born baby for growth and energy. So this is all about the lactation.